want to answer the question this morning, why, Dennis, are you doing a triathlon? Now, if you don't know me, might not be a question. If you do know me, it might be super obvious. You'll say, well, because Dennis just likes challenges, likes to do hard things, and do new different things. And also, you would have known that morning that I've done many triathlons in the past. Now, but if you know me recently or as a coach, you might find it odd because I mostly coach strength training for the general population, and I mostly advocate, how lifting weights and eating clean will help with body composition. And I've even been known to tell people, you don't have to run, you don't have to do cardio in terms of achieving your physique goals. I do promote getting 10,000 steps, getting some low intensity aerobic training for the benefits of the heart and lungs. But a triathlon, it's a race. So why am I doing that? Well, there's really two reasons. And they're kind of connected, I guess. But they both stem from a place of a sort of a deep sense of wanting to take care of myself. So here's what I mean. Back in maybe April, May, back in the spring, I got COVID. At least I think so. I never actually tested. I just stayed home in quarantine, but I had all the symptoms. My lungs, my entire airway were absolutely on fire. For about a day. I mean, I had respiratory symptoms for a few days, but there was one day where it was like nothing I've ever experienced. From my nose all the way down to the deepest part of my lungs. Breathing itself actually hurt. My actual goal was to breathe as little as possible. Just breathe very gently during that day because inhaling felt like breathing fire and not in a good way. So I assumed I had COVID. And ever since then, actually, my airways, my chest has felt a bit off. Some days it's a little wheezy, like bronchitis, pneumonia. There's just something that's off, when you're off. Not bad enough to warrant a doctor's visit, but enough to go, what's going on here? So, I had a deep calling to really want to take care of my cardiovascular and respiratory fitness. And then the other side of it is, as I kind of started down that path and doing some low intensity jogging, I started to reconnect with my love for it, right? Sometimes as a coach, okay, this is going to be a good turnaround point. We get caught up drinking our own Kool-Aid. Here's what I mean. I spend so much time explaining to people the importance of strength training. And I'm not going back on any of that. In fact, I'm doubling down on that. I'll explain that in a second. But you spend so much time explaining to people how lifting weights is going to improve their metabolism, improve their body composition, improve their energy, improve their performance at life, their overall well-being, that you start thinking to yourself subconsciously, it just happens, that it's the only thing that matters. And this time last year, I was training for a powerlifting competition. Now, granted, even then, I hadn't fully lost connection because I was also training for a mile. But I was really focused on sprint training. Anyhow, point being is that I forgot about the joy of running miles out in nature. I forgot about the joy of spending a couple hours on the bicycle, getting lost in, yourself essentially, disconnecting from society, going inside your head, going into nature, and just getting into that flow. I lost connection with that, and I'm reconnecting with it, and I love it. And then you start to see improvements. See, I went into this just wanting to take care of my lungs, my heart, very low pressure training. But suddenly, the more you do it, the more you want to do it. And the more you notice your lungs feeling more free and easy breathing. You notice that you're recovering really quickly. You feel like you do a run in the morning, you feel like you kind of want to go out and do it again in the afternoon. Some of you might think that sounds absolutely insane, but that's just proof that you need to start some aerobic fitness. I started with essentially power walking, okay? And just let it develop at its own pace. And so now, the final thought is just the race is the reward for taking care of myself and getting my body back to the point where it feels strong enough that I can push it and maybe compete. So that's what I'm doing. I'm reconnecting. Triathlon is where I got my start in fitness, I would say. It was military fitness, training up for that. And then I transitioned that military fitness into triathlon. I've done 6 marathons, 3 half Ironmans, a few other obstacle course type things. That's really where I found my fitness, so to speak. I transitioned that into CrossFit and then into strength training. And what I found is that I think I'm at the best place I've been because I've learned the lessons from all the disciplines. The type of training I'm doing now, I have a strength and mobility session every morning. It's the, sort of the Paula Quinn style, Ben Patrick, ATG type of training. And that's allowing me to do this endurance training feeling better than I ever felt in the years past. And I feel healthy. My joints feel great. And that excites me because it makes me think I have an advantage over some of these other athletes. I will keep you guys posted. I'm going to end it here. This has been fun. Zone 2 talks with Dennis. I'm still at 149 beats per minute. That is exactly at the top end of my Zone 2. So thank you so much. And let's see you guys next time. Peace.